Imagine. Oh, blow.
Light shop.
Model, understand? Wabayah HaKodam means turn face to east. And we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw.
Abanaw.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shadat.
Shadat.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shakah.
Shakah.
How.
How.
Lakaka.
Lakaka.
Naba'ah.
Naba'ah.
Atazai.
Atazai.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratza.
Ba'aratza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Tananaw.
Tananaw.
Lakam.
Kam.
Call.
Call.
Wam.
Wam.
Masalaknawa.
Masalaknawa.
Kawafnawa.
Kawafnawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kawafna. Yanaw.
Kawafna. Yanaw.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Laba Yanaw.
Yanaw.
Wanasaiwan.
Wanasaiwan.
War.
Bar.
Awashinaw.
Awashinaw.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Right.
Right.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Ka.
Ka.
Malakwa.
Malakwa.
Wa'al.
Wa'al.
Wahata Power.
Wa'al.
Iwalumni.
Wa'al.
Aman.
Aman. In the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth, as it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day,
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Give us of our debt.
Give our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
Lead us not to temptation,
Not temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. The power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Abakashah,
Babashah,
Tananaw,
Tananaw,
Ka,
Akah,
Ka,
Akah,
Larfa'ah,
Larfa'ah,
Kalmaka'al,
Kalmaka'al,
Kalmatawa,
Kalmaka'al,
Ka,
Akah,
that's a heart,
that's a horn,
Hamatazari,
Hamatazari,
Ka,
Akah,
Lahakwai,
Lahakwai,
Hamathi,
Hamathi,
Ka,
Akah,
Al-Rakawa,
Al-Rakawah,
Hatama'al,
Al-Tama'al,
Lagarsham,
Garsham,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Wada,
Wadaman. In the English, Lord,
Lord,
in the name of Yahushua,
name Yahushai,
please give us the power,
please give us the power,
the power to heal,
power to heal,
all manner of sickness,
all manner of sickness,
all manner of disease,
all manner of disease,
power to cleanse the leper,
power to cleanse the leper,
power to raise the dead,
power to raise the dead,
power against unclean spirits,
power against unclean spirits,
cast them out,
cast them out.
in the name of Yahushua,
Name Yahushua.
thank you so big.
Thank you so big. Psalms 121 in Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Oh,
Ahari,
Ahari, Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Aizorya,
Aizorya, Aizorya,
Ma'ayin,
Ma'ayin,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa'aratza,
Ba'aratza,
Ayathan,
Ayathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalka,
Regalka,
All Yanawam,
Ayawan,
Yashamarka,
Yashamar,
Salaki, Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Bala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yasha'al,
Yasha'al,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Zok,
Zok,
Ayat,
Ayat,
Waya Rock, Balaya Lock, Yahweh, Yashamar, Recall Rock, Yashamar, Afna Pasha, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazadaka, Waba Wa'aka, Wa'aita,
in the English, I will lift up my eyes to the hill. For whence come my help? My help come from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yahshua shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out, and thy coming in. From this time forth, even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all the Mayalakat, all Takarash, all Tashakwat, all Kayahana, Wabika, Yahama Yuwan, Wamashanaya, Nasha'aw, Ra'ash, Alamaka, Yaira Yomu, Sawad, Wayataya Watazma, Altazapamuka, Morwa, Lakawa, Wanakayadi, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakor, Sham Yasha'al, Aywa, Kaya, Nawa Atazwa, La, Yakab, Ayaka, Waryak, Yakarafa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashama Alia, Mawa Abba, Wahagari, Nabal, Wamash, Salakia, Why I'm a one. Why I'm a lot. Palashah. I'm the Shabby. Cause of war. Gamash war. Talawa. I'm mom. Hayawa. Zero wise. Labaya Lawat. Salat. I shall home. Kamadi. Kasaya Sora. Kayabi. Banako. Kwayash. Nashamad, Ba'ayan, Ga'arak, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayakumwa, Narayapumwa, Ka'ara, Wakazabak, Wakazomna, Nasayakumwa, Ashar, Amor, Nayarashan, Lanawak, Na'awak, Alahaya, Shayakumwa, Gogala, Kwash, Pyrakat, Ka'ash, Saba Ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Tayom, Kun, Daradam, Basa Ira, Babasa Wafka, Daba Holo, Mala'ah, Payaham, Kuala One, Wayabakwash, Sumka, Yahau, Yabashwa, Wayabahowa, Ayai, Wayakapowa, Wayabad, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Ata, Sumka, Yahau, Labaka, Ayawan, Alkahal Rats.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep thou not silence, O power.
Keep not thy silence, O power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O power.
Be not still, O power.
For lo,
thine
enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against our people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against our hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come.
Let us cut them off from being a nation.
Let us cut them off from being a nation.
Let the name of Yahshua
The name of Yahshua
may be no more remembered.
May be no more remembrance.
For they consulted together with one consent.
For they consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites.
Moab. The Hagarim. The Baal. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the heavens of Tyre. Assurance also joined with them. They are hoping that the children of Lot. So Lot. Do unto them as to the Midianites. And as to Sisera. As Jabin. At the brook of Son. Which perished at Endor. Which came as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like a rail.
Make the nobles like
And like an
L.
L.
Like an L.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes as a bar.
All the princes as a bar.
And as a moon.
And as a moon.
Who said?
Who said?
Let us take ourselves the house of God in possession.
Let us take ourselves the house of God in possession.
Oh my power.
Oh my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
At the stomach before the wind.
At the stomach before the wind.
At the fire burn the wood.
At the fire burn the wood.
At the flame set the mountains on fire.
The flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them without tempest.
So persecute them without tempest.
Make them afraid without storm.
Make them afraid without storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
They may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be put to shame in period.
Let them put to shame in period.
That men may know.
That men may know.
Thou name alone is Yahweh.
Thou name alone is Yahweh.
Art the most high over all the earth.
Art the most high over all the earth. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barak.
Barak.
Athar. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Maki Allah?
Why Maki Allah?
Why Alahayim?
Why Alahayim?
Matizabi.
Matizabi.
Alawak.
Alawak.
Yohan.
Yohan.
Ha-Alawak.
Ha-Alawak.
Hasarani.
Hasarani.
Ha-Kwatazani.
Ha-Kwatazani.
Ha-Kayayoli.
Ha-Kayayoli.
Waha-Akwafi.
Waha-Akwafi.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Washem.
Washem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Waraman.
Waraman. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Yeah, and Yahweh Shai.
And Yahushua.
And Mike.
And Mike.
And Yang.
And Yang.
Commander Junior Hall.
Commander Junior Hall.
General.
General.
Captain.
Captain.
Officer. Truth. And the sister.
And the sister.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Name Yahushua.
Thank you so big.
Thank you so big.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things live.
And all things live.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Thy prophets and thy teachers.
Thy prophets and thy teachers.
The princes and the
The
priests.
princes and the priests.
The Israelite brothers in the school.
The Israelite brothers in the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose of the treasure of the rich of Israel.
Shake loose the treasures of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to get to the school.
That refuse to get to the school.
Force their riches into our sanctuary.
Force their riches into that sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And they nations and they drug dealers.
And the nations and they drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governors of our enemies.
All the governors of our enemies.
MLS synagogues and armies.
MLS synagogues and armies.
The Roman Catholic Church.
The Roman Catholic Church.
Pope.
Pope.
Islam. Christianity. Egyptology.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Fox Comitatus. Gay move. Lesbian move. Spies. Works of witchcraft. That's space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Open up the internet. In the airway. Cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of our people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. Or try to stop us. For broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth consume them. Let the plague take the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai. Michael. And Gabriel. Come down with the flying saucer. And punish all the heathen. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause be known by all. That is the angels that have done it. Cause be spread throughout the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake it that come. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always so big. So, Shai, you need to have a seat. All right. All right, y'all.
Give the Lord a hand, man. All right, we're back at it. Another Sabbath service. Most High said, 6 days thou shalt work, but on the 7th shall be a day of rest. Today is that day of rest. It's the Sabbath. All right. I want to make sure that. So, I want to make sure that we keeping the Sabbath every single Sabbath. All right. And actually, what we do is we get the we have a holy convocation, which means we come together and then we'll read the Torah. All right, on the Sabbath, we'll read the Torah in the English, and which is our precious language, and then we'll also read the Torah in Hebrew, which is our original language. All right, and we answer questions if you got questions or anything that need to be answered. We do that also. So do that also, and we just keep the Sabbath. That's what we do. So, y'all got any questions about anything before we get started?
Nah.
What y'all? Okay, so another thing too, like when you lighten up these things, the burners, what you always want to do is make sure that the charcoal is all the way white before you add any. I'm gonna do a tutorial about how to do this. I think a lot of brothers don't know this. So, you want to light it up, make it, let it burn until it's all the way white. It'll take them about a couple minutes for it to get all the way white. Once it's all the way white, then you want to add the incense to it. That's when you want to add the resin to it when it's all the way white. It's just like cooking, just like barbecuing. If you know how to barbecue, then you know that you don't put the meat on there until the coals is white. When the coals is white, that's when you cook. That's when it's time to cook the meat. Well, it's the same way with the bread. All right. So when it's white, that's when you want to put the breads on. When the coals is hot. All right.
Come.
Okay, y'all know where y'all left off there. So,
Numbers 15 and verse 15. It's like it. Numbers 14 and verse 15.
14 and 15. Okay, you know.
And it's Numbers chapter 14 and verse 15 in the Hebrew. Wahamatha af ha'ain hazahak ka'ayam akad wa'amarwa hagoyim hagawayim. You not going. Hagawayim Ashar Shamaywa Ah Shamay Shamay Shamayka Shamayka La Amar verse 16 Maba Lafia Yakalaf Yahweh Lahab Lahab Ya'ah, Ath, Ha'aim, Hazahah, All, Ha'aratzah, Ashar, Nashabai, Laham, Salaki, Wayash, Wayashakatam.
Shlach. Is this from is in verse 16? Verse 16, which one?
The second from the end.
Second from the end.
I haven't got that yet. I'm still trying to go.
Wayashakatama.
I'm saying Washak. Hold on. Washak.
Wayash.
Katum. Wayashak.
Katama. Wayash. Katama.
Wayash Katum. Wayash Katum.
Wayash Katum. Bama Debar. Verse 17. Wa'aitha. Yagadol. Na'ah. Kaka. Adanya. Ka'ashar. Dabarath. La Amar. Verse 18. Yahweh. Arak. Apyam. Warab.
You started at 15.
Come. Kasad. Nasha'ah. Nasha. Iwan. Wapashai. Wanakwa. La'a. Yanakwa. Pequod. Iwan. Abawath. Al. Banyam. Al. Shalashim. Wa'al. Rabayam. Verse 19. Salak. Na'ah. La'aiwan. Ha'aim. Hazahah. Kagadol. Kasadak. Waka Ashor. Nasha Athat. La'aim. Hazahah. Mamatazorium. Wa'aid. Hanaha. Verse 20. Waya Amor. Yahweh. Salak. Thaya. Kadabarak. Verse 21. Wa'alam. Wa'awalam. Kaya. Anya. Wayamala. Kabawad. Yahweh. Af. Kala. Ha'aratza. Verse 22. Kaya. Call. Ha'anashim. Hara'ayam. Af. Kabadia. Wa'ath. Athathaya. Ashar. Aishayafya, Bamaratazarium, Waba Madabar, Wayan, Waya. Wayanasawa, Afya, Zaha, Aishar, Pa'imya, Pa'imium, Wala'a, Shamaiwa, Bakwawalya, verse 23. Yara'awa, Af, Ha'aratza, Ashar, Nashabat,
At 21. I'm past 21.
I'm almost at 24.
Okay, go. You at 24?
I'm almost at 24.
Oh, yeah. You stop. We'll go and finish 24. Go finish 23.
Nashabai, La Abatham, Wakal, Mana Atazum, Slaki, Mana Atazaya, La'a, Yara'awa. It's Numbers chapter 14 and verse 15 in the English. Now, if thou shalt kill all his people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of thee will speak, saying, verse 16, because the Lord was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness.
All right, so this is the Most High's anger towards the children of Israel. He was mad because the children of Israel just been complaining the whole damn time. He done took them out of Egypt and had them in the wilderness. They've been complaining. They've been going against Moses. They've been going against Aaron. I mean, they've been going against everything that the Most High is trying to do. You know what I'm saying? They just complaining about everything. They want food. They want to go back to Egypt. I mean, it's all kind of stuff they've been complaining. So the Lord was just like, you know what? I'm just going to kill all y'all and start over with Moses. Hey, we just going to, have the Mosenites now going forward. Yeah. And Moses went and prayed to the Lord, begged the Lord not to kill, his people that he brought out of Egypt. And, he was letting them know that, how it would look to the rest of the world if he was to kill all of the people that he brought out of Egypt. It would look like that he couldn't take them into the land. He couldn't keep his promise. So he just went on and killed all of the people because he couldn't take them into the land flowing milk and honey, and and give them and supply them with all the things they needed. So he just killed them in the wilderness. That's how it was going to look. So Moses was telling them Most High that. Keep it.
Verse 17. And now I beseech thee, let the power of my Lord be great, according as thou hast spoken, saying. Verse 18. The Lord is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
Right, so we just let them know how great the Lord is, and how those who go against the Lord, he don't forget those things, the things that people do, going against him, and unless you repent, and stop doing it. All right, turn away from your wicked way. That's the only time the Lord will forget. Other than that, he's going to remember every damn thing you do. And you're going to get punished for the things that you do. All right? Keep reading.
Verse 19. Pardon, I beseech thee, the iniquity of this people according to the greatness of thy mercy, and as thou hast forgiven this people from Egypt, even until now. Verse 20. And the Lord said, I have pardoned according to thy word. Verse 21. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord. Verse 22, because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now 10 times, like it, these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice. Verse 23. Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoke me see it.
All right, so this was the Lord's mercy right here. All right, the Most High was like, you know what? I'm not going to kill everybody. Because if I kill everybody, then ain't nobody going into the land of milk and honey. All right, so what I'm going to do, though, is all of these people who done came out of the wilderness, and all of these people who've been going against me, all these people who've been going against Moses, all these people who've been complaining and talking and doing all of the things, you know, for me to kill them, I'm going to kill them. But their seed is going to make it into the land of milk and honey. They just not going to make it. All right, so everybody who's talking this, all the people coming out of the wilderness, all the people who doing all this, they're going to end up dying in the wilderness. But their children will be able to see the land of milk and honey. It just these people right here who you know been tempting me ever since they came out of Egypt, they're not going to be able to see the land of milk and honey. All right, they're not going to be able to make it into the promised land. All right, keep reading.
This Numbers chapter 14 and verse 24 in the Hebrew.
Hold on, did you go through? You stopped at 23, right?
I read 23.
You didn't read 24, though.
La.
Okay, let's start back at 24 in the Hebrew.
This Numbers chapter 14 and verse 24 in the Hebrew. Wa Ibadia, Kala, Aikwa, Hayatha, Rawak, Akarath, Aimwa, Wayamala, Akarya, Wahaba, Wahab, Ya'af, Wahab, Ya'af, Yawa. It's the long version. It's long. Wahab, Ya'af,
Wahab,
Yawa.
Wahaba, Ya'as.
Yawa. Wahaba, Ya'af. Wahaba, Ya'af, Yawa. Wayahaba, Af, Yawa. All Ha'aratza, Ashar, Ba'a, Shama, Wazar, Iwa, Yawa, Rashan. It's like it. Yawa, Ra'ashna. Verse 25. Waha, I'm Malakia. Waha, Kana Ainia. Waha Kan Ainaya. Waha Kan Ainaya. Yawashab, Ba'aimak, Makar, Panwa, Wasaiwa, Lakam, Hamadabar, Darak, Yum, Sawak. Verse 26. Wayadabar, Yahweh, all Mashah, wa all Ha'aran, La Amar, verse 27. I, Mafia, La Aida, Hara'ai, Haza'ath, Ashar, Hamaha. Yanyam. Al Ya. Af. Falan Wath. Falan Wath. Banya. Yasha'al. Ashar. Hamaha. Malayanyam. Al Ya. Shamaithya. Verse 20. Shamaithaya. Verse 28. Mark. Allahum. Kaya. Anya. Na'am. Yahweh. La'ah. Ka'ashar. Baratham. Izanya. Khan. Aish. It's like Aisha. Lakum. Verse 29.
Go to verse 30.
Verse 29. Bamadabar. Hazaha. Yapalawa. Pagar Yakum. Wakal. Hakwad Yakum. Lakalat. Masap Rakum. Masaparkum. Maban. Aisharyam. Shana. Wama Ayla. Ashar. Halayan. Slaki. Yanatham. Yanatham. Al Ya. Verse 30. Atham. Thaba Awa. All. Thaba Awa. All. Ha'aratza. Ashar. Nasha Afya. Af. Yad. Lashakan. Afakam. Baha. Kaya. Kalab. Ban. Yapana. Waya. Hawasha. Oh, Slaki. Waya Hawasha. Ban. Nawan.
That's what
It's Numbers chapter 14 and verse verse 24 in the English. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him and have followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it.
All right, so what was the spirit that Caleb had? Go ahead, because he said he had another spirit with him. What is this?
He had the spirit of the Lord with him.
Right. Well, which was how did you know he had the spirit of the Lord?
Because he was trying to go out and look and like tell the people like how they was like in better land, like they was in good land, and how they just need to. I don't want to put like words, but I was like anytime like y'all need to be patient, like like it's we don't need to go, but just be patient.
Right. You right about that. You right about that. About how he was trying to teach the people to, But if you was reading this verse right here, how it's in this verse. How do you know that Caleb had the spirit of the Lord? Go ahead, sister.
Because he said he followed me fully.
Yeah, you get yourself in. There you go. That's the answer. That's how you know. So he didn't question the Lord. He didn't, go to the left or to the right of the commandments that the Lord gave him. The Lord said do it, and Caleb did. Every time that Moses said do something, Caleb was doing it. He didn't have no issue, or questioning the work of the Lord, what the Most High wanted him to do. So the Most High observed Caleb doing it. And that's something that need to be said. That, the Most High sees the work that you do. He sees that, when you complaining about doing something. He sees when you slacking. He sees when you, don't, do things fully. The Most High sees all that. All right. And he, when he's seeing Caleb doing all the stuff that he asked him to do, then that was the spirit that Caleb was supposed to be in. That was the spirit that the Most High chose, wanted all of the people to be in. But it just so happened, it was very few people in that spirit. And just Caleb was one of them. All right, keep reading.
Verse 25. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwelt in the valley. And tomorrow turn you and get you into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses unto Aaron, saying, verse 27, how long shall I bear with this evil congregation which murmur against me?
All right, so the people was murmuring against the Most High. And the Most High counted it as evil. All right, they was complaining about the things that the Most High was doing, and they was not doing the things that they didn't follow the Most High fully. So the Most High said that these people were evil because they didn't follow him fully. All right, and he was wondering, asking Aaron and Moses, okay, how long am I supposed to dwell with a people who don't look at me as their God? How long am I supposed to dwell with a people who, see the miracles I've done for them and still will go and serve another God? See the good things that I'm doing for them, and still go and do the things that the other nations of people are doing. And want to be like the other nations of people. Even though I'm the one who's doing all of these good things for them. How long am I supposed to just keep on allowing this to happen? That's what he's asking Moses. And he's asking Aaron. And he's calling the people evil for doing these things. Read it one more time, verse 27.
Verse 27. How long shall I bear this evil congregation which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me.
He's done all this good for the people. Brought them out of captivity. Gave them their own identity. He's done all of these things, and yet they still won't follow him. They still won't follow him. And you know what? We like that today. We are like the same thing today. The Most High got all this truth, and this goes for people in the truth, too. Most High got all this truth for us. Give us, they gave us our identity back. They taught us, the laws, statutes, and commandments. That made us free from following the oppressors, but yet we still go back and follow the oppressor. Yet we still go back and want to be back in bondage up under them. Yet we still go back and, would rather have, us being called an African American than being called an Israelite. We don't even know how powerful it is and how much freedom it is just being us. We would rather go back and be a second-class citizen, a third-class, fourth-class citizen, than being a first-class citizen under the Most High. Right. We still have this problem today. And we murmur against the Most High, even though he has done all of this good for us, even though he's made us free, gave us an identity, all of this stuff, and we still, talk sleep. we still slick this. We slick this the Most High. After all the work and all the things that He's done for us, we still got an issue with it. We'll find the issue with it. Instead of just following Him fully, like Caleb did. Keep reading.
Verse 28. Say unto them, as truly as I live, saith the Lord, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Verse 29. Your carcasses shall fall in the wilderness, and all that were numbered.
So hold on. So what does he mean when he said, yes? He said, surely as I live, said the Lord, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. What does that mean? Go ahead, sir.
So they was complaining against him, and they was like complaining against him, like doing a lot of complaining and stuff to the Most High, and ignoring what He was telling them to do and where to go. So he said he gonna ignore them.
Yes. He said the same thing you've been doing to me, I'm gonna do it to you. I'm gonna ignore you. You've been ignoring my commandments. Well, I'm gonna ignore the things that you need to. And all of y'all gonna die in this wilderness. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have mercy on you per se. I'm gonna have mercy on your children. But your children gonna learn off of the mistakes that you made. And that's him being a good father. You know, he wants to have mercy on the children, but it's like today, like say for instance, you have parents who used to, you know, we see all of the mistakes that our parents made. You dig what I'm saying? We understand all the mistakes that our parents made. We watch how the Most High, you know, killed our parents for, you know, eating chitlins. You know, every you know, in the morning, noon, and night, eating all this pork. We see how, you know, they end up getting gouged and having to cut their foot off because they got high blood pressure and all this old stuff that the Lord done to them. So now we see all this stuff that the Lord done to them, and we're like, you know what? I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why, you know, I drink occasionally, right? I'm not a real drinker. I drink occasionally. But the real reason why I drink occasionally is because I watched my father die, drink himself to death. I actually seen that with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? I seen how the Most High put my father to death because of alcoholism. So it caused me to not, you know, be a drinker like that. Because of, you know, what it done to him. You know, we can learn lessons off of our parents. You know, the Most High does things to them to where now that we, you know, got our eyes open and be able to see things clearly, now we see things clearly and see that we don't want to be like our parents. Because of the things that, you know, that they do that are detrimental to us. You know, they pass down, parents will pass down their, you know, their sickness, they'll pass down their pain, they'll pass down, you know, all the things they're going to and pass it down to their children. Well, the Most High is saying, you know what? I want your children to see all the wickedness that you're doing and how I'm killing and destroying you, so it'll make them not do it. I want them to see all of the pain and struggling that you're going through, so it'll make them change their mind when it comes to serving me. They'll serve me accurately because they don't want to go through what they went through, what their parents went through. And that's what he did to the children of Israel in the wilderness. He destroyed all the parents so the children can see. This ain't what you want to do. Read it one more time.
Verse 27. Verse 28. Say unto them, as truly as I live, saith the Lord, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Verse 29. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me.
So everybody who's 20 years old and upward, who've been talking about and murmuring against the Most High, was going to die. All of them was going to die. So it's going to be a new generation of people who want to go into the promised land. But it wasn't going to be those older people and those ones, who they taught to murmur against the Most High.
Right.
All of them was going to die in the wilderness. So we're going to chill out here for a little while longer. I'm going to kill all y'all. And then, we're going to make our move to the land of milk and honey. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I got to kill all y'all first. All right? Keep reading.
Verse 30. Doubtless you shall not come into the land concerning which I swear to make your dwell, so I can make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun.
All right, so why was it important for the Most High to kill them in the wilderness and for them not to make it to the promised land? Why was it important? Let me see if somebody else. I know you know. Sister got all the answers back here. Everybody else sleeping now. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Austin.
It was important because he needed to kill that sin in the wilderness so it didn't come into the promised land. So the next generation didn't.
What was the sin that they need to kill?
Murmuring against, speaking against the Lord.
Yeah. How could you?
Their disobedience.
Right. That's the good way to put it. All right, that's the answer. So that the disobedience won't make it into the wilderness.
To the kingdom.
Into the promised land. So you got to, it's important for you to set an example. All right? You set an example. And don't go back on your example that you set. All right? Set an example. All right? This is what I'm going to do to teach the other children not to do this. All right? Sometimes you got to set an example with one child so the rest of the children won't do it. All right? And that's how, that's a good parent. That's good parenting. Because you don't want to continue that light, that thing going on, that disobedience going on inside, of your house. So you want to keep on setting an example. And the Lord set an example with them. So when, and it worked until, another generation of disobedient children came. All right? It's always going to be another generation, you know what I'm saying? But you just got to keep setting this up. So like if you set an example with your child and with your children, and then they have children, so now they know how to teach their children what to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of setting the example. So now, when the next generation of children have children, then they'll teach their children how to conduct themselves and how to be obedient. And then when their children have children, then they'll teach their children how to be obedient. And it'll just keep going on and on and on. And that's how you break generational curses. That's how you break generational curses. You break generational curses by not doing what the first generation was doing. By strengthening your generation. Each generation needs to be strengthened. So that's how you break those generational curses. And when you're an Israelite, you break generational curses by keeping the law. That's how we break generational curses. So, and teach your children how to do it. So when they have children, they're going to teach their children how to keep the law. And then when the next generation of children have children, they'll teach their children how to keep the law. And it just keeps going on and on and on. And your situation, your generations will get better and strengthen and get stronger and stronger and stronger each generation. Our generations have become weaker and weaker and weaker. Why have our generation become weaker? Wait, bro.
Because we don't follow law, touch, command.
Because we're lawless. And we don't have a foundation or moral compass to live by. So it makes our generation weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. It makes our men more feminine and make our women more masculine.
Right.
That's a recipe to make our people weaker. Our women are stronger when they're more feminine, and our men are stronger when they're more masculine. That's what makes our people stronger. So if you're trying to, keep a people weak and destroy people, well, you start off with that. You start off making the women more masculine and make the men more feminine. That is a recipe for disaster for any people. And that's how we've been getting destroyed over here in America. And that's why our people are so weak. Was that it on that? Okay. Go back to the Hebrew.
It's Numbers chapter 30, chapter 14 and verse 31 in the Hebrew. Wata hakam ashar amar thumb labaza yaha waha baya afya a thumb waya da iwa af ha'aratza ashar ma'asa thumb baha. Verse 32. Wapagar yakam afam yapalawa bamadabar hazaha. Verse 33. Waban yakam yahayawa ra'ayam bamadabar ara ba'ayam shana arabayam shana wanasha awu af zana wa'af zana wath yakam I thumb hagar yakam bamadabar. Verse 34. Bamasapar hayamyam ashar tharathum ath ha'aratza arab ayam yawam lashana yawam lashana thasha awa af iwa natha yakam iwanath yakam arabayam shana wayad aithum ath thanwa afya Verse 35. Anya, Yahweh, Dabarya, it's like it, Dabarathia, La'ah, Za'ath, A'aisha, Lakala, Ha'aida, Hara'ai, Haza'af, Hana, Wa'ai, Wa'ai, Hana Wa'ai, Al-Ya, Bamadabar, Hazaha, Yathamwa, Washam, Yamathwa. Verse 36.
Hey, go through verse 37.
Okay. Waha an Anashim. Waha Anashim. Ashar. Shalak. Mashah. Lathawar. Af. Ha'aratza. Waya Shabwa. Waya La Wanwa. Al-Yawa. Af. Ko. Ha'aida. Laha. Wataza Ya'a. Daba. Al. Ha'aratza. Verse 37. Wayamathwa. Ha'anash Yum. Mawa Taza'ayah. Dabath. Ha'aratza. Ra'ai. Bama Gapa. Lapanya. Yahweh. It's Numbers chapter 14 and verse 31 in the English. But your little ones, which ye said should be prayed, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. Verse 32.
All right, so this is the Most High saying, okay, I told y'all not gonna make it, all right. But the young ones that, you know, your children, you know, they hasn't despised the works of the Lord. They haven't despised the priest, you know, the prophet of the Lord. So they're going to be the one, and these are all the ones under 20, all right, 20 years old. They're going to be the ones who will be able to make it into the promised land. Read it one more time. Sorry.
Verse 31. But your little ones, which he said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised.
All right, so Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. Those are the two who made it. Those are the two out of this crowd of people who the Lord said are going to be the ones who come into the promised land. Those are the only two that made it into the promised land. All right. Of these people that the Most High is speaking to. They came out of the land of Egypt. All right, agree.
Verse 32. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness. Mm-hmm. Verse 33. And your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness.
So the Most High, like, you know, your children, it's sad that your children going to have to, you know, walk in the wilderness for another 40 years with y'all evil butts, you know, and going to have to see y'all die. You know what I'm saying? They're going to see y'all die, but they're going to be able to make it. But, it's a shame that they got to walk with y'all for another. You know how long it took did anybody know how long it took to get from Egypt to Israel? I don't think it's taught. I don't think it's in the scriptures, but you gotta just do a lot of studying to figure this out, to find out. What would you consider?
I was gonna say 40 years.
40 years? Nah, I don't take long. Nah, hell, I ain't even close.
It was like 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
Nah, it was a little more than that. Go ahead.
Was it 10 years?
Nah, it ain't even years at all.
It's some days.
It's days. Yeah.
Are you asking how long it should have took or how long?
How long that it should have took from them to leave Egypt,
I thought you said how long
go
did it take?
through the Red Sea, and get to Israel, the land of Canaan.
It took like 3 or 4 days.
It was 11 days. It was an
11
11-day journey. It took them. Should have took them 11 days to get there. From where they was at, you know, they cut through the sea, so that cut off a whole lot of time. You know what I'm saying? They could have went that way, and then just walked on into the land of Egypt. I mean, the land of milk and honey. But they was doing all kind of other extra stuff, and the Most High, you know, it took them 40 years for an 11-day journey. 40 years. Because of all the murmuring, you know, they had to stop and build a golden calf. And, you know what I'm saying? They had to do all this extra stuff. You know, they had to eat all this food. You know, and it was just all the extra stuff, man. And the Lord was just tired of dealing with them. And it took them 40 years to get there, when it should have just took them 11 days. Read it one more time.
Verse 33. And your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness. Mm-hmm. Verse 34. After the number of the days in which ye search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise.
Mm. So he's like, man, y'all gonna have to search, you know, each day y'all went to search the land. You know, it took 40 days to do it. Well, it's going to be 40 years now.
Verse 35. And the Lord hath said, I, the Lord, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me. In this wilderness they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. Verse 36. And the men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him, by bringing up a slander upon the land. Verse 37. Even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land died by the plague before the Lord.
So the Lord put a plague on all that, because they was the beginning of it. They were the ones who started all the murmuring, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. You know, all the ones talking about, you know, that, you know, these people are too great for us to fight. You know what I'm saying? We're going to die going up against these people, you know, over in the land of Canaan. They got giants. You know, they was just coming, just, you know, just spreading all kind of stuff, you know, and making everybody go against Moses. You know, of course, don't forget what Caleb said, though. Caleb was like, okay, so, they giants, so we still going to take this land. You know what I'm saying? Caleb was still down with the Lord and was down with Moses. You know, while these other people was, you know, whining and crying about how big the Canaanites was, and, you know what I'm saying, how the land was, and all of this stuff, you know, and complaining about that. And they brought all that back with them. Well, the Most High struck them with plague. You know, and they all died before the Lord. You know, and this is how the Most High does. You know, you have to be, you know, when the Most High has shown you, you know, his power, and able to give you that power, you know, you can't go back on. You can't go back on. You can't step back and be like, okay, well, I want to go back to being, you know, a wicked bastard. Once the Most High done cleared you of being a wicked bastard, once you go back to wanting to be a wicked bastard, well, that's not, you know, you're asking for death because you're tempting the Lord. You know, you got to move forward. You can't move backwards, because the Lord is going to kill you. He always do. How many times we done seen this in the scripture? He always kill you. You know, he said it's better not, Lord said it's better to not have the truth, not know the truth, than to know it and don't do it. You know, it's better off for you just not even knowing the truth than to, but he gonna kill you if you don't know the truth too. Yeah, he's still gonna kill you because you still disobey, whether you know or not. But it's better for you to not know because the death will be more horrific when you don't, you know, you might just get, you know, shot and die, you know, not knowing. But you'll die in a, you know, burning house. And, you know what I'm saying? You're going to feel the death. You know, you might just die of cancer and, you know, you hurting for, you know, all the days of your death. You know what I'm saying? When you know and then to go back home. You know, or the Lord can cure you. A lot of people come into the truth, man, you know, with ailments and stuff, man, and the Lord will cure them because of the zeal that they have to work, to do the work. Right? Or the zeal that they have to want to be, you know, a part, you know, of the Lord's congregation. The Lord will heal them for that. You know, it's Zechariah, King Zechariah. All right, he was king in Israel. All right, and he was a king that done good in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord gave him, you know, he was finna die, so that, you know, Isaiah the prophet came to him and told him, hey man, go and get your house in order, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you finna get ready, the Lord finna take you away. All right. So Zechariah, he was like, he went and prayed to the Lord. So Isaiah came in and told him that he left out. Isaiah was leaving out after he told him. And Zechariah just started praying to the Lord. And was like, look, I've been, you know, loyal to you. I've been following you. I've been leading your people righteously. I brought a lot of people back to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, could you have some mercy on me and allow me to live more days? So the Lord heard his prayer because he's been loyal to the Most High. The Most High heard his prayer and went back and sent Isaiah. Isaiah didn't even make it all the way out the corridor. You know what I'm saying? Before the Lord heard that prayer. And sent Isaiah back in there and told him to go tell Zechariah that I'm giving him 15 more years to live. You dig what I'm saying? This is something that the Most High can do. You know, but he's going to do it off of what? Off of your loyalty. Go ahead, bro.
I was going to say of your obedience.
Of your obedience. That's what he's going to do it off of. He's not going to cure you of nothing when you disobedient. Right. That's the opposite of what he want to do when you disobedient. He cures you off of your obedience. You know, brothers in here been cured from drug addiction. You've been cured from, you know, you might have, you know, issues with whatever your issue was. A lot of brothers coming to this truth and sisters coming to this truth and are cured from those ailments that you had. Right. By simply being obedient. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no like, you know, it just, you made a life decision to make a change. And it ended up changing everything else going on inside of your life. That one decision, you know what? I'm just going to do it the Lord's way. And it ended up changing all the things that, you know, were going awry in your life by making that one decision. You know, I'm going to be more kind. I'm going to be, you know, have more patience with people. You know what I'm saying? You just got different, you know, I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to have more mercy on people. And you start to do these things, and these are all things that come from the Lord. You just don't automatically do this. Because the Lord, that's a supernatural power to forgive people. Because we don't want to forgive no damn body. We want to hold grudges and call you my op. All right. You know, we like having ops. We don't like having friends. We like having ops. And that's what, these are things that we change in our lives, and the Lord will give you the power to change those things when you simply just be like, I'm going to follow you and do it your way. Look at all the mental illness that goes on with our people. How many brothers you done seen coming to the truth, man, and now they're a new person. They don't even act the way that they act no more. They don't think the way that they used to think. You know what I'm saying? None of that. The Most High changes all of that.
Right.
Man can't change that. The Most High changes that. Think about how many people in the Christian church come in the Christian church and hoop and holler all day long, turn cartwheels and backflips down the aisle and, say that I'm saved and I'm changed and, the Lord has blessed me. He favored me, and then go leave and be the most wickedest bastard in the world outside of the church. Because they haven't had a supernatural change. Because they are not committed to changing. That's a commitment that you got to make. I used to love the hell out of some pork chops. I mean, that was the greatest meat on earth to me, was a pork chop. And to the point where I was like, you know what? The Lord said, don't eat this, man. I'm gonna commit myself to not eating pork chops. That was some of the hardest things I ever had to do. Stop smoking cigarettes was one of the hardest things I had to stop doing, man, in my life. I quit doing drugs faster than I quit smoking cigarettes. That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life. But you know how I did it? By making a commitment to do it.
Right.
That's what Joshua was doing. That's what Caleb was doing. They committed themselves into following the Most High. That's what Zacharias did. King Zacharias. He committed himself to following the Most High. And the Most High blessed him for it. He prayed, and 30 seconds later, the prayer was heard. And told Isaiah, go back in there and tell him he got 15 more years for his loyalty. You gotta understand and not only be committed to following the Lord, you got to be gracious that he's able to do these things for you. You got to understand where you were before you got the truth. A lot of us was on our deathbed. We just didn't know it. But a lot of us was on our deathbed before we got the truth. And then once we got the truth and committed ourselves to the truth, now the Lord gave us 15 more years to live. You could do a lot in 15 years. A whole lot. Think how much damage you've done to yourself in 15 years. Well, just think how much you can grow and how much you can help other people and help build our society up in 15 years. I ain't been in the truth 15 years. I ain't even 15 Passovers old. That's how we count years in here by Passover. I'm not 15 Passovers old. So just remember that, man. We can do so much by just simply committing ourselves to do right. It will change the trajectory of your life. Your life was going this way, but you making a commitment can make it go this way. And it be that simple. Y'all got a question about anything?
No.
What's that? Omach? Is turn to face the east, and we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abinah.
Abinah.
Shabbat
Shabbat.
Hadah.
Hadah.
Hayah. Shakah. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Raba'ah. Ratazak. Hayah.
Shah. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day daily bread. Forgive us of our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So, it's turn. In Israel, we're going to get one courtesy salute. Amash Bat. Amash. Barak.
Yahweh Shemel Shabbat.
Got enough time? Sar means a turn. Men of Israel, we're going to get sisters one courtesy salute. Amash Bat. Amash. Barak.
Yahweh Shemel Shemel Shabbat.
Got enough time? Sar. Dismiss.
Hey, girl, how you doing?